We spend a lot of garden time managing weeds. And I sometimes wonder if they're the price that we have to pay for the pleasure we get from all the other aspects of gardening that we love. The yin and yang, so to speak. Today, I'll show you some of my top tips for managing these proliferating outsiders in our gardens. The definition of a weed is that it's a colonising plant which has settled in a place that is not native and can overwhelm its new home if not carefully managed. Each state has their list of priorities too. And in the Illawarra on the east coast of New South Wales, one of those is turkey rhubarb. It will choke out native species, it will kill animal habitat, and it can literally drive plants and animals to extinction. To chase back the turkey rhubarb and find out where it's coming from, we're going to have to remove some of these rocks. So here's the turkey rhubarb. You can see where it's going into the ground. The problem with pulling weeds is if you pull it, it'll just snap. Now, even though I've taken the vine out of the ground, there's still the rhizome and the roots to contend with. And this will continue to pump out new plants if I don't get it out of the ground. This is the big problem with turkey rhubarb. There's the rhizome. There's an entirely new plant coming out, even though I've pulled the vine off, but the roots continue down and right down into the ground we go. Still chasing, still looking to see just where this starts, and it is right back into the ground, and there we go. That is quite something. Now, as you can see, it's pretty long. This rhizome is already starting to punch out a new plant, and this root system goes for, wow, almost half a metre already, and this is tiny. Now, this is part of the problem. In the bush, if you think you've got them all out and you miss a couple of rhizomes, they'll continue to cause you problems. Same thing in the garden. If you don't chase them down, find those rhizomes, get them out, they will still be there. There we go. Put that out the way. Now, right next door to the turkey rhubarb in this bed is another really annoying weed, and it's onion weed. Now, you just crush it up, it does smell like onion, the form, the habit, all the same, and I really don't like it at all. One thing with the onion weed, if you pull this, you are in for trouble. So you really need to dig down and dig as deep as you can, get right down, because it has a bulb, and if we hopefully get enough of this out, you make sure you get all of the soil, and as it comes down, the bulb, or the main bulb at least, has satellite bulbs, and each of those tiny bulbs / seeds will produce a whole new plant. And hopefully I've dug enough of the soil out to get them all. So if you haven't got it out, you're in for trouble. It will just continue to proliferate. Get it out, get rid of it. I hate it. Now, one thing about weeds is they are very good at what they do. And in this case, I've got nutgrass, and it's found its way into one of my pots. Now, to give you a really good look at this, I take that out of the pot. You can see here is the nutgrass, and as you chase back the root, you'll come to a nut, new plant, nut, new plant, tendril, nut, new plant, and that can literally go for metres below ground. Not a lot of herbicides will take it out. They're a pain in the nuts. I'll add that to my collection. It's reckoned over 28,000 plants have been introduced to Australia, with around 3,000 of them considered weeds. Now, some of them are weeds in their own country, like dandelions and thistles. And as all garden lovers know, even our native plants can be environmental weeds in other areas, such as the Cootamundra wattle, Acacia baileyana, aka the Coota bloody mongrel wattle. If you'd like to know more about weeds, there is a helpful list called Weeds of National Significance. You'll find a link on our website. Even their names sound a bit villainous. Weeds such as bridal creeper, cat's claw vine, Chilean needlegrass. apple of Sodom, and prickly pear, to name a few. We can all do something to keep weeds from smothering our gardens or spreading into the bush. One basic step is to stop weed seeding by cutting off the flowers. If you're really having trouble with pernicious weeds, you could try covering the area with black plastic or a tarp. This will not only block out the light, but heat up the soil, killing off most of the weeds with deep rhizomes and taproots. Once you've got your weeds out of the garden, you might be tempted to compost. Try not to do that. We really want to kill the seeds and the weeds. One way to do that is to take your weeds and put them into a clear plastic bag, because after all, it's going to be the sun that does all the work in this instance. We can get all of our weeds, the rhizomes from the turkey rhubarb, all of the nuts, all of the bulbs from our onion weed, get them in. I'll just tie that up, let the sun do the work. A couple of weeks, they'll be dead, and you can then use them in your compost. And finally, my top tip is this: nothing beats persistence. So keep chasing out those root systems, keep mulching to suppress weeds, and plant densely the plants you really want to see in your garden to block out room for the plants you don't want. It will not only help your own garden, but also your local bushland environment.